Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds News and Commentary for Broadcast Professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Kolarova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected expert, Philip Grossman. Don't forget to give the program a like. Antelope Camera Systems has unveiled its latest innovation, the Nucleus Pico 90-degree global shutter camera. This device was notably utilized during Super Bowl 58, where 10 Nucleus Pico 90-degree cameras provided viewers with live ultra slow motion footage. So, Philip, can you talk us through this?
Yeah, it's really kind of a unique camera, mainly because of its size. And in a sports environment, it's great. You can pretty much stick it anyhow. I was reading some of the articles, and they put it in the pylons on the end zones, which may or may not be a good thing. You know, if you always referee call, was it a touchdown? Was it not a touchdown? But what makes this one of the more unique products is that it does have what's called a global shutter. So in sports, that's really an important item, especially if you're putting these cameras in locations that could move. You're not going to be on a solid tripod. And for those who aren't familiar with the global shutter just means that it captures the entire image at one time, as opposed to scanning from top to bottom. The easiest way to demonstrate that: grab your cell phone and shake it while you're recording a video, and it looks like Jello. And so, from a professional sports perspective, that's really fantastic. Secondarily, the fact that it has high frame rate, both traditional frame rate and high frame rate at the same time as an ecosystem. So you get this, ultra slow motion. I believe it's up to 400 and some odd frames within the HD world, 120 frames in UHD. So it does, provide interesting views of the field, interesting storytelling. I always think about any technology that you're going to implement in something: does it push the story forward? Does it help tell the story? And a lot of things are a little bit gimmicky, to be quite honest, but this one doesn't necessarily have that gimmicky factor. It really does help, put you, the viewer, on the sideline, put you in some unique positions as well that maybe you wouldn't see. So maybe that's a little bit gimmicky, but in general, I think the tech is going to find a place in live sports very, very quickly.
Do you see it being used beyond sports, or?
I can see it being used beyond sports because of its size. So, live concerts or debates or plays or anything where you're trying to capture live content. Because of its size, it can be placed just about anywhere. And again, because of that rolling shutter, it mimics more of a film camera than a digital camera.
All right, great. Now moving on, Foray will unveil a series of innovations during the upcoming 2024 NAB show in Las Vegas that advance the company's software-defined IP solution theme. Among the innovations on the Foray stand will be the introduction of a SMPTE 2110 broadcast suite that enables flexible IP resource sharing and a 3G-based production automation solution. Foray's live production ecosystem works with all variants of IP. So, Philip, can you break this down for us?
Yeah, what I think one of the most important things is Foray is a big vendor in the market space. It's not the Imagine or Evertz or Sony or Grass, but we're now starting to see, and I don't want to say this in a pejorative sense, the second tier, but people who have made products that really sort of fit niche areas, really starting to play in the IP world, which I think is fantastic. Part of that's been enabled by the fact that SMPTE 2110 is a standard that everybody tries to adopt. It's not proprietary. And it no longer requires heavy iron, that router that the 4 or 5 manufacturers, 6 manufacturers made in order to be in their ecosystem. You had to work with that. Now it's a standards-based model, so we're going to see a lot more players getting into it, which is a good thing. That the opposite of that is that it's going to be more difficult for my clients and customers to make decisions on what tech to adopt, because there's a lot more choices, and not all choices are going to be equal. Foray has been one of the leaders in the industry, and so I'm looking forward to their tech being utilized more. And then really the fact that they're adopting all flavors of IP really shows sort of a forward thinking, not just trapped in it's got to be SMPTE 2110 or nothing. So I think that's a great thing.
Great. Okay, thanks. Now moving on to our last news item of the day, Teradek unveils Teradek TV, a new platform for real-time production viewing and post-production collaboration. featuring encrypted, ultra-high quality feeds with minimal delay, designed to enhance the collaborative process across various production stages. So, Philip, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, so Teradek's been great as an on-set product for a very long time, doing video distribution and streaming locally. Their products have adopted camera to cloud technologies as well, and so now this is just sort of that next logical step, because they've got this stuff in their ecosystem to provide a platform to sort of connect it all. Not quite the same as TVU, which has a full-fledged production environment, but this is really, I think, more for sort of live to tape and live production, enabling people to view the content anywhere. So it's really an enhancement or an extension of their current product set, which I think is fantastic. And it's going to be exciting to see how customers take this tech and really push it to enable new storytelling capabilities.
All right, thanks. Many thanks to our expert, Philip Grossman. And don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.